As Kip entered high school, Thurston, the very place where his father had retired as a teaching legend, his parents hoped that Kip would make a fresh start. Bill Kinkle consulted an old friend and former colleague for advice.
I can remember Bill saying, "Stoney, I need some help with my son. I'm a little concerned about him getting a good start at Thurston High School. You got any advice?" And I said, "Well, Bill, why don't we get him out for football? That might be a good place for him to establish a good peer group, and I can guarantee you he'll go home and he'll be ready to go to bed at night." And he said, "Great."
And so Kip went along with his father's wishes and turned out for football. As a 120-pound lineman.
He was like second, third string, and he was a pretty scrawny guy, so he wanted to lift the weights more with the rest of the football players. He just told me that he wanted to be big and like stuff like that. He wasn't really an athletic person, but he kind of wanted to be. He wasn't that good. He knew that he wasn't good, and he always made fun of himself.
Football had not been the tonic that Bill Kinkle had hoped for. If anything, Kip felt a deepening isolation. He sometimes wrote down his thoughts, random snatches of adolescent despair. "I sit here all alone. I am always alone. I don't know who I am. I want to be something I can never be. I try so hard every day, but in the end, I hate myself for what I've become." Between what Bill had brought into the house and what Kip secretly acquired on his own, there came to be a veritable arsenal of weaponry. The police would later find the arsenal. The 9mm Glock Model 19 that Bill had bought. The semi-automatic Ruger rifle with clips that held 50 cartridges. A 20-gauge sawed-off shotgun Kip had secretly bought in the summer after the 8th grade and hidden in his room. The .336 Marlin rifle Bill had had as a young boy and that he gave to Kip on his 12th birthday. The Winchester lever-action rifle Bill kept from his youth. A .22 caliber Ruger pistol Bill had had for years. He'd let Kip use this gun for target practice. Another .22 caliber handgun that Kip secretly had bought in the 9th grade and had hidden in the attic above his room. And thousands of rounds of ammunition that Kip had somehow acquired. Kip's first date in high school was to the Thurston Winter Formal. The couple memorialized the moment in this photograph, but his romance became a fresh source of despair.
She would not reject him, but kind of lead him on, just be like, "Oh, I don't know," or she'd be like, "Well, we can be friends," but then, I don't know. So he was getting really frustrated, he didn't know what to do.
Kip's own words from his random writings convey his darkening view. "Every time I talk to her, I have a small amount of hope. But then she will tear it right down. It feels like my heart is breaking." Like millions of teenage boys before him, Kip Kinkle was suffering the pangs of a broken heart. He writes, "I need help. There is one person that could help, but she won't. I need to find someone else. I think I love her, but she could never love me. I don't know why I try." As it happened, Kip's romance occurred just as he began to study that classic story of teenage love, Romeo and Juliet. Kip's freshman English class watched a modern retelling of the story, starring Leonardo DiCaprio.
Turn thee Benvolio.
Vivid in its violent passion.
And look upon thy death. But from the opening scene, they begin to see that it might be 400 years old, but it's their play.
Peace?
To begin with,
Peace.
here's these kids in a street fight.
I hate the word. As I hate hell, all Montagues, and thee.
In its entirety, the movie presents such a wasteland. This director, he gives you an image, he gives you a message of violence is necessary. That's the world of teens. That's what's out there for them. And in fact, they seek it. He gives you a message that nowhere in the world in society, can these kids go for help.
Kip's answers from an English test show his connection to the play. My first impression of Romeo was that he was confused, sad, and lonely. Romeo's attitude toward love is that it causes problems. The alienation and rage were echoed in Kip's journal, an ominous hint of violence. I feel like everyone is against me, but no one ever makes fun of me, mainly because they think I'm a psycho. There is one kid above all others that I want to kill. I want nothing more than to put a hole in his head. The one reason I don't? Hope that tomorrow will be better. Answer to an essay question. I really wouldn't know how to answer this question because my cold black heart has never and never will experienced true love. I can tell you one about love. It does more harm than good. I plan to live in a big black hole. My firearms will be the only things to fight my isolation. I would also like to point out, love is a horrible thing. It makes things kill and hate. There was something else everybody in school was talking about. The latest shocking phenomenon to sweep through the news cycle. School shootings.